Hello and welcome back. Today we have another £500 worth of £2 coins to have a hunt through, looking for the commemoratives. The ones are more than face value, but ideally we want one of the 4 we're still missing. We need 2 Commonwealth Games, Northern Ireland and England. We've got Scotland and Wales. Mercifully, we've got half of those 4 coins. They're the scarcest, rarest £2 coins in circulation, so the hardest ones to find. We then have Mary Rose and King James Bible. Again, pretty scarce, tricky to get coins, but not as scarce, I don't think. Well, obviously not, but within figures as the other 2 are still missing. But we do have all the other ones up to and including the Great Fire of London, with a spot ready for the next one, which we're going to get onto in a moment. But for the time being, let's get into these coins and have a look to see what we get. Right then, I'll show you in the first bag what we're trying to get. I must admit, it is a very surreal situation. I am recording in October wearing a Christmas jumper with a Remembrance Poppy. I hope I've done my maths right and this actually goes out the 2nd week in November, I believe. Who knows? If it is not the 2nd week in November and I've got a Poppy and a Christmas jumper on, then the holidays are coming. Anyway, this is technologies. We don't want technologies. Wow! Second find. Anyway, technologies, that's the definitive design. In 2015, it changed to Britannia, though. Now, in 2015, there weren't many Britannias. Maybe it was 650,000. And then 3.2 million in 2016, which is still a desirable coin. All the other years are not intended for circulation, except for the 2021, which has been all but confirmed to go into circulation. This one is 2016, so the more common of the 2 currently circulating years. But we're going to get back to that in a moment. But no, a wonderful first find, to be fair. Not all we need, but we can't grumble. It's always nice getting a variety. Here we have the abolition of the slave trade. Now, if you have a look, this has got a textured finish, as I keep saying. Now, if you find one with a smooth finish, with the D and a G, I think it is, initials to the bottom right of the 7, that is the NIFC not intended for circulation. And if you want to see one of those, you have to go back to my last Royal Mint trip video, because someone kindly brought one along, and I found another one. And those videos are available to watch. If I've done my due diligence, the links will have been in the description for you to go check that out. But no, this is my first time recording since coming back from my latest Royal Mint trip. I went down to get the Britannia 2021 Strike Your Own £2 coin. It was a great trip, a lovely trip. In fact, the first one I felt it is the right time and place, health-wise, to be able to let subscribers know I'm going down. So I was very excited for that. Equally, next Royal Mint trip, because the Strike Your Own is changing mid-November. I'm hoping to go mid-December. I probably by now have announced the dates I'm going, so check my socials and whatever other videos. Because again, it's one that I feel like I'm allowed to publicise, and if you lovely subscribers want to come along and get the coin and come and see me, and maybe some other coin tubers I'm hoping to get down as well, that would be fantastic. But yes, whilst we were down there, we learnt a whole bunch of stuff. The biggest takeaway for me, well, the most exciting takeaway for me, is we're getting our first circulating £2 coin since 2016, 5 years, until a demand for a new £2 coin has finally arisen, and that'll be the 2021 Britannia. So it's a definitive design, but I feel like the Britannias haven't circulated in the quantity or the number of years as the technologies to make them a little bit boring. Now, knowing that I've said that, they'll end up with like a 20 million mintage or something mental like that. But it'll be that would be a shame, because it would be really nice to have another coin, brand new coin, out in circulation that's worth finding. I mean, what was the most recent circulating coin, not just £2 coin, but 50 pence as well, that has been worth finding, or one that is not so much worth finding? I don't want to say worth finding, because even some of the common designs, like Christopher Ansad, I really like finding them, so it's not a fact of being worth finding. But I guess the last circulating coin that has risen above face value, okay, DNA Helix, face value, but still a beautiful design. Again, that's what I mean about it. I want to say it's not worth finding, because that is a beautiful design, a really, really lovely coin. But in terms of value, that is face value. By face value, I mean it's only worth £2. Obviously, if you need one, or you know someone that needs one, maybe they live abroad and can't get access to UK coinage, Maybe they'll pay a bit of premium on it, but it's not going to garner the premium that, say, a Kew Gardens or a Commonwealth Games would. But the last circulating coin that's risen above face value is Isaac Newton, 50 pence. Oh no, actually, tell a lie, 2018 Beatrix Potters are above face value. Anything that's come out after that? I don't think, because everything else that's been circulated, if memory serves, has been quite a high mintage. Now, another one that we saw at the mint, one of my good friends in CoinTubes, you have to go back and check the video, brought along the Kitchener Mule. That is where the obverse, that's the side with the Queen's head, doesn't match the reverse, so it should say £2 at the bottom, which this one does. You find a Lord Kitchener without that. That is the Mule. I don't know whether I should be referring to it as the Mule error, because to me an error is a mishap in the minting, and there are so few of them kicking around that have been found that I would hesitate to call it an error, I guess, because I don't know whether it's probably come from a set of some description, rather than it being an actual circulating coin that's been minted with an error. So something sounded a bit odd there. Used to hearing the click, 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 but there was a clonk. Maybe it was just my ears, but no. Whilst we're looking at this coin, worth noting, there is 1 year, 97, isn't it? Yeah. That has the Queen with a necklace. It's the only year that has the Queen with a necklace, but they were minted very, very highly, so they're very, very common. It is the, as I said, the only £2 coin with this portrait of the Queen, if memory serves. So it is unique in that way, but there were lots of them made, so sadly not worth a fortune. I wish they were, because I have found plenty of them. It's only because it must have been 98 then that the Queen's portrait changed. It must change the IRB portrait, the Ian Rank Broadley portrait, the fourth portrait of the Queen. I'm not very good at remembering years of portraits and whatnot. There's some of these shiny 2050s. I'm checking for rotations. Wow! Have we got something there? No, I just had it at an angle. Obviously, you rotate the coin like that, it should look like that. I think I must have rotated it at a slight angle, which made me think that I had a rotation error. I'm putting them off to the side though, just because I think it's now worth going through them and actually digging it out and checking them all for a rotation, because we've had one or two recently, which looks quite neat. I don't do it on the actual videos because it takes a bit of time to rotate them all, and there's only so much multitasking I can do in one video. Here we have Brunel's portrait, 2 Brunel coins, portrait and the achievements, the arches at Paddington Station. Very common coins, but we've got counters tracking some of the common coins and some of the scarce ones. Just a bit of fun to see how many we find over the course of filling a book. This is the VE Day anniversary, again a very, very common one, which we keep track of with the counters. And obviously when we start a new book, I will probably keep a few of my current counters. I like my Navy Centenary, and I quite like the Commonwealth Games, and it's got to stay the VE Day anniversary as well, because it's the most common commemorative £2 coin. Ooh, there we go, we've got something. This is Shakespeare's Tragedies. So the Shakespeare coin set, there's 3 coins. This one is Tragedies, the one with the crown and the sword or dagger is Shakespeare's Histories, and the one with the Jester's Mask is Shakespeare's Comedies. This is the middle of the road one. It's scarcer than Histories, but not as scarce as Comedies. Now, the edge inscription on this should be, what a piece of work is a man. However, some of the edge inscriptions on the army centenaries for king and country made their way onto some Tragedies coins, so we're going to double check. See what it says. I see. What a piece of work is a man. So that's the right edge description. Still garner slightly above face value, not excessively so unfortunately, but they are a popular coin set. Prices seeming to be eroding slightly, I say with much regret, because it does seem that there is lots, and still some, well, at least last time we were at the Royal Mint, still in their long store, which has sort of artificially made them seem scarcer than they are. So whether in a year's time will they still be as sought after, prized and valued as they are now, I don't know. I think the fact that they are a part of a popular set does influence the price somewhat, but then you could argue the 2016 Beatrix Potter set is a very popular set, but I still would put a price tag of Mrs. Cheeky Winkle as being face value. So yeah, devil's advocate. At the moment, as of recording, they're still over face value. Here we have Shakespeare's Histories, the second coin we're going to get today from this set. The more common of the three. This one should say, what should it say? Oh, the hollow crown is what it should say on the edge inscription. Now, there's been no found oddities whereby, or errors where it's the wrong inscriptions on these ones, but I think it's worth checking. Let's see, that says crown, so we're going to assume that does say the hollow crown. Just where some of the errors have made it on the way onto the technologies, onto the tragedies, I should say. I think it's beneficial just to double check them, because imagine being the first person to find that error. And I do check the rest of the commemoratives at the end of the video. I will pause recording, check them, and then update you. But just a bit of fun, we've carried on checking them. This is the Act of Union, another fairly common coin to find, but we haven't had it today. And then we have another Abolition of the Slave Trade, again with the textured finish, not with the smooth finish, which would be a lovely coin to find. I'm still hunting for my first NIFC £2 coin. So an NIFC, again, I've lots of people, when I mention this, I don't mention for a while, ask what an NIFC is. So this is a circulating commemorative. It's Charles Dickens, very common. And NIFC, it stands for Not Intended for Circulation. So this Lord Kitchener was minted primarily for circulation. The mule error, however, the mule coin, which this one is not, was not struck for circulation. Many coins have been minted for the purposes of collectors and not been put into circulation. So we'll take the Frankenstein £2 coin as a prime example. My favourite £2 coin, probably my favourite UK coin, was struck purely for collectors and not intended for circulation. But some of them find their way out of their little packagings into circulation, and finding one of them means you found an NIFC, which I think I've found 2 this year. I found my Megalosaurus, and very early in the year was it 2011 Shield, 2010 Shield, I forget now. Another Abolition of the Slave Trade there. But no, we're lucky to find a couple of those in a year. Another Abolition of the Slave Trade there. Maybe we're building to a smooth finish one of those. And this will be something though. You can tell by the Queen's portrait. Another Shakespeare's Tragedies. Again, fairly common thing to find with these bands around the inner part of the coin. Slightly off centre, not megabucks either, so but keep your eyes out. It's an interesting oddity. What a piece of work. Here's a man, so that's fine. Edge inscription all present and correct, sadly. I think I found 2 of those. I know I found 1. I think it might just be 1 now the more I think about it. This is just going to show how poor my memory is. We've got a couple of good finds so far. Sadly, nothing for the new for the book, but I forget how many weeks it's been since we had something new for the book. It must have been one of the Commonwealth Games was the latest one for the book. But it'd be nice to tick off another Commonwealth Games before we tick off any more, I must admit. Oh dear, that one's been a bit smushed, hasn't it? Post-mint damage though, not damage caused in the minting process, sadly. Whoops. We start this bag off with a Act of Union again. Pop that with the other one. We've got ourselves another Shakespeare's Histories. This one's not the nicest of condition though. Just grab you up the other one just to compare, because that one was a very nice quality one, wasn't it? A little bit of schmutz just there, but this one's obviously seen a bit more action than the first one we found. We'll check the edge inscription. This is crown, so we'll assume that is the hollow crown. Pop it back with the other one. I do still keep all my Shakespeare's though. This is the wireless transmission, again fairly common coin. Nothing else there though. Right, we've got a few more bags. We haven't done an edge hunt today, so whereby we read the edge inscriptions to see if we've got anything that's not technologies. So standing on the shoulders of giants, it's an Isaac Newton quote, former master of the Royal Mint. We know that they are technologies. So this one that's third from the bottom says Isambard Kingdom Brunel will be Brunel's portrait. There we go. Which will pop on the other one we found, but I think the rest might just be standing on the shoulders of giants. Yes, nothing else to be had from the bag, but we will have a quick flick through just to make sure I've not been a total bozo and have missed a commemoratives. That had happened once before. I think it was a live stream where I checked did an edge hunt, didn't find anything, clicked through it, and there was a Commonwealth Games hidden amongst them. So wowie. Right. Penultimate bag. What are we gonna get? You never know. Case of the diddlies, sadly. Well, there we go. But no. Anyway, yes. New Strike Your Own. It's going to be... Well, we're fairly confident it's going to be the Snowman 50p, it having just recently launched and it coming up to Christmas, unless another Christmas coin comes out prior to, or after recording this video. Who knows? Well, for those of you that have watched this far in the video, you might be interested to know that I have a Discord server. You can click the link down in the description. Loads of coin collectors over there. We've got a rugby in the last bag. We haven't had that today, but it is a common one. If you're not on Discord though, you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and there's the PO box you can write into should you wish. Here is a Guy Fawkes £2 coin. Again, not the nicest condition. It's you can't really see in there's lighting, but it's a little bit, there's a little bit of corrosion and it's horribly coloured as a coin that has been in circulation for potentially, when was this minted? 2009, 2007. All those years. Oh wow! Penultimate coin. Oh my goodness, and it's Northern Ireland. Holy Toledo! What kind of luck is that? I was just about to get ready and wrap up and say I'm going to do all the boring bits off to the side now, and we got a Northern Ireland. Oh my good golly! Wow. Well, rarest £2 coin found. We don't need to be looking for Northern Ireland anymore. Holy Toledo! I said at the start of the video it'd be lovely to tick off a Commonwealth game before ticking off two of the other commemoratives. I can accept being stuck on one Commonwealth Games for the book. What I don't want to accept is being stuck on two. And now we don't have to fear about that because we've ticked off Northern Ireland. Goodness gracious me, what a slow roll that last bag was. Yowza. Well, I have said it many a time before. We have been saved by the last bag of coin hunts on many occasion, and not that it's needed saving. We had a couple of nice finds, but this is an absolute star of a find. It's coming towards the end of the year. We've ticked off a Northern Ireland. Good golly, I cannot believe it. And you can tell it's Northern Ireland. I don't think it's England's the other one I'm missing, so I can't even show you. You can see the cross in the flag, and there's a little bump in there. Is it the Hand of Ulster? I think I don't know what I don't know. I can't never remember the name. Hand or fist? I think it's the Hand of Ulster. In a little sort of like star pattern, so where you can see there's a break in this cross. On England it's just a solid cross, but that is definitely a Northern Ireland, an absolute amazing star find. Right, I'm going to compose myself, have a few moments to check through the coins off to the side, see whether we've got any rotation errors, check the rotations on the commemoratives and the edge inscriptions as well, but let's get to that. Well then, rotations and edge inscriptions are all correct for all of those coins, but now Starfind, it's got to be this one, hasn't it? We've ticked off one more coin for the book, leaving us 3 to go. Holy Toledo, can you believe how close we're getting to finishing this book? Especially ticking off the scarcest one, the hardest one to find. Those last 3, hopefully. Maybe they'll even fall before the New Year's, who knows? If we're that lucky, but we could still be going at this time next year in 2022. But there we go. Can't believe I've finally ticked it off, and I think this is our 3rd Commonwealth Games of the book, and it might be the 4th. It's either the 3rd and we've had no duplicates, or it's the 4th and we've had 1 duplicate. I can't remember. The annotations will have told you when we found it, but unbelievable stuff, and I'm very, very happy with that. But I'm sure you'll let me know if you disagree with me and you think any other coins are the star finds. Let me know down in the comments and explain to me why I'm wrong. But as ever, all that leads me to do is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.